Now I'm going to show you how to create a template that students can manipulate in Seesaw. So I want to just show you that if you go to the Seesaw RCSD website under tips and tricks, you will see this Making Learning Interactive section. If you go to slide 5, you'll see Google Doc Graphic Organizers. This will take you to a link on a website that's called Ditch That Textbook. And the person who created this link has created a laundry list of different graphic organizers that you can use with your students. Okay, so I'm going to just use the Venn diagram here to show you how to bring it into Seesaw. So once you click on the link from this website, it'll take you to the Google Drawing, and it will ask you to copy the document. So I'm going to make a copy. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename this apples versus pumpkins. Okay. I'm going to add a title to my graphic organizer. Okay. I'm going to write my instructions on the document for the students. Compare and contrast apples and pumpkins. Write 2 facts in each section. Okay. Then I am going to erase these text boxes because the students are not going to be typing in a Google Doc here. We're just creating their work in a Google Doc. So I'm going to erase that. All right. But I do need to label each section of the Venn diagram for the students. So I'm going to go up into a Google image search. Okay, so I'm going to go to Google Images. I'm going to type apples. I'm going to right click and click copy image, go back into my drawing. This is where the apple section goes. Okay, so students can see apples. And then I'm going to go back in and I'm going to do one for pumpkins. And then I'm going to paste that right in. Move it over the pumpkin section. Okay. And then maybe I'll write the word same right here for the students so that they know that that's where they need to write information that's the same. Okay. So my document is all ready now, and I'm going to show you how to upload it into Seesaw. So what I'm going to do, you'll see I've already created a new activity, apples versus pumpkins. Okay. I've written my student instructions, and I'll add my voice instructions later. Okay. I'm also going to add my multimedia instructions now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to upload and select from my Google Drive. And what's nice is it will open the most recent document you opened in Google. So it will automatically come up if you worked on it recently. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the microphone tool and record some directions for my students so that they can see what to do. Okay, so I'm going to do that now for you. We've learned so much about apples and pumpkins. Now it's your turn to show me what you learned. What I want you to do is you're going to complete this Venn diagram. A Venn diagram helps us compare and contrast two different objects. If we're comparing something, we're going to see how they're the same. And if you contrast, you want to see how they're different. So what you will do is you will use your pen tool, or you can use the label tool to type how apples and pumpkins are the same. You're going to write that in the center, and you're going to write 2 facts. Okay, so you'll do 1 and then 2. Okay. And then if I'll show you how to use the label tool. If you want to do the apples, the label will come up and you're going to write, you can type your answers here. Apples are red. That's one thing that we talked about. And we also talked about how pumpkins are orange. Okay, so you can use any tool in Seesaw to help you. The label tool, the pen tool. If you want to use the microphone tool, you can do that too to read to me what you've written as well. I can't wait to see what you've learned. Okay, so there's my multimedia instructions for the students so that they can look and learn how to use the graphic organizer. And now I'm just going to add the template again from my Google Drive. And now it's ready for the students to use. And you can see that now that this is in my activity library, this is what the activity will look like when assigned to the students. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to assign this activity to my students. Okay, there it is. Let me show you another way that you can create a template. So I'm going to go into my library again, create a new activity, and here I'm going to do parts of a pumpkin. Now I've already have my picture ready to go. So I'll show you how to do that. So the first thing the kids are going to do is click on add response. And then they're going to drag the words on top of the correct part of the pumpkin. Use the pen tool to draw arrows if you need. Record yourself reading the words. And then 5 will be click on the green check to hand in your work. Okay, so I am going to, first I'm going to add a template. Okay, and I know that I have the image on my computer already. So I'm going to go to my pumpkin image. Here it is. I'm going to go to my labels and I'm going to make the labels for the students. So I want a word that says leaf. I want one that says vine, seeds, skin, stem, and pulp. Okay, so that's what the students will see. And I'm going to press the green check mark. Okay, so for this multimedia instructions, I can do 2 things. I can open this activity again and I can take a screenshot and record my voice showing the students what they need to do using the picture, or you can record a video of yourself just explaining what they need to do, giving encouragement and so forth. That's a great way for students to be able to see your face so that they feel a connection with you when they're working asynchronously. Okay, so either way is fine for your multimedia instructions. And then you will click Save and Assign. And you will see that the students, I'll show you how this will look for the students here. And then the kids can move the words around on the screen. Okay, maybe they're going to use their pen tool to draw an arrow for pointing. Some are going to want to use seeds, okay, or use the text box tool to move that around. So everybody's submission might look a little bit different. Okay, and then the kids will hand it in. So those are two examples of how you can use a template in Seesaw.